Hello, everybody. This is card guy Chris Ellis and Collectible Chris, and we are here to talk about the AL American League, American League in baseball, and we're going to talk about our mid-season awards um, to complete the end cap of the American League. Um, then we'll start on National League West next week with cards and players you should be looking at.
For the NL West or NL East?
NL West.
NL West. All right, just want to be sure.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
So we're gonna go back and look at who we thought for each division, who we thought would be awarded. So I guess we'll start with comeback.
And with comeback player, there's really just two options, really. And from the AL West, just comparing Mike Trout's numbers from when he got injured last year. In 36 games, he had 8 homers, 18 ribbies, and a batting average of 333, which was actually his highest in the season for him before he got hurt. And this year, he's at 23 homers, 47 RBIs, in 73 games. The only difference is his 273 batting average. He is striking out a little bit more than what he would have averaged last year. Matt Carpenter was also a guy that is highly mentioned, especially from the AL East. Last year alone, in 130 games, he had 3 homers, 21 RBIs, and a batting average of 169. In just 21 games this year with the Yankees, he has 8 home runs, 18 RBIs, and a 304 batting average. So when it comes to comeback player of the year, to me, is the best player with the best bounce back ever, in my opinion. I'm going with Matt Carpenter as comeback player of the year at this time.
Okay. Well, I got 3, and I got Kirk, the catcher for Toronto, Buxton, of course, the center fielder for the Twins, and then I got Trout for the Angels. And I have it 3. I have Kirk, 2. I got Buxton, and I got Trout taking comeback player of the year as of right now for the midseason. All right, now we're going to go to manager of the year.
Remember, Manager of the Year is mainly voted in by the actual Writers Association, and to me, Manager of the Year should be the guy that has had the biggest impact on a team. It should not be like he has a great team and then they just carry on. So Aaron Boone, I got out. So I'm looking at a guy that has kept the team afloat. I'm going with Scott Survey at Seattle. He has great young guys, a good bullpen, and they're coming back around, especially now since they're second place in the AL West. I'm going with Scott.
Okay. At number 3, I have Aaron Boone for the Yankees. They weren't figuring to do well, especially with their pitching, and they got the best record in baseball. Probably got the best team in baseball right now. Number 2, I got Dusty Baker from the Astros. He just continues to make that team go. And then at number 1, I got Terry Francona for Cleveland. Cleveland doesn't have as many stars as the other 2 teams, and the way they're playing right now, even though they just have a little bit of a slump, everything is still going pretty well. So I'm going to have Francona from Cleveland as the midseason manager of the year.
That's still a good pick.
Okay, now we're going to rookie of the year.
At number 3, I got the youngster from Baltimore, Adley Rutschman, who has increased his batting average and has 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. Second, I got Bobby Witt Jr. for Kansas City at 12 homers, 42 RBIs with a 236 batting average. And at number 1, I have the young buck from Seattle, Julio Rodriguez, who has 15 home runs, 43 RBIs, and a 277 batting average.
Yeah, for me, for number 3 for rookie of the year, I got Manoah, the pitcher from Toronto. Number 2, I got Bobby Witt Jr. And then number 1, I got Julio Rodriguez. I mean, that's pretty pretty. I mean, it's more of a 1-2 race. It's Julio and Bobby's really. Whoever gets the most votes out of that is definitely the rookie of the year. But right now, for midseason, going with Julio. Cy Young.
All right, Cy Young at number 3. This is gonna shock my dad. I got Justin Verlander. Even with his great ERA, I feel like the two Young Bucks will surpass him when the season is done. Because at number 2, I got the Seattle rookie Logan Gilbert, and at number 1, I got Alek Manoah. I just believe Alek Manoah has the best control out of anybody. He just does not get enough run support as he should. So Cy Young, Cy Young Award winner, Alek Manoah for the Blue Jays.
Okay. For me, for Cy Young at number 3, I have Cortez, the pitcher for the Yankees, who thought he would even be having this year that he's having. Number 2, I got Dylan Cease, who has continued on from last year to this year. And number 1, I got Verlander. It's just, right now, he's having one of the best seasons for a guy that hasn't pitched for 2 years. And already has double-digit wins, so I'm definitely going with Justin as the midseason Cy Young.
All right.
And MVP.
Number 3, I got Alvarez for Houston, who is really making a turnaround when it comes to MVP votes. Number 2, I got Jose Ramirez for Cleveland. He's killing it, especially when it comes to people in scoring position. And at number 1, and in honor of him, all rise for Judge. Aaron Judge is just having a great season, especially with the 29 RBIs. Ramirez does have a little bit more.
Home runs, right?
Oh, home runs, sorry. 29 home runs. He does have 3 less RBIs than Ramirez, and he does have a slight less batting average than Ramirez too, but it's only by a .08. But Judge is having a great year. I think he will get past 60 home runs. Hopefully he'll get the new home run record. So I'm saying Aaron Judge.
All right, for the MVP, it's going to go like this. For me, number 3 is Yonder Alvarez for Houston. He's just having a great year. He's putting it all together. Now, number 2 and number 1 could be switched, or they could be 1A, 1B, however you want to put it. But number 2 for me is Judge. And the only reason why I'm saying this is because if this team did not have this player on the team right now, I don't think it would be doing as well. Judge, you take Judge, you still got Stanton, you got Donaldson.
And Carpenter.
Carpenter, you got, and if you take Yonder out of Houston, you still got Altuve, Bregman, Brantley, Tucker, you name it, you still got those guys. So my midseason MVP award for the American League is Jose Ramirez. He's just having a great year. He took a discount to stay with Cleveland, and obviously he's definitely making Cleveland very happy, and its fan base very happy. So those are our midseason awards for those. I think the only league I got that doesn't have an award winner is the American League East.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Judge could easily be, the MVP too. I mean, it's just going to depend on how the second half goes. I mean, if they run away with it, I mean, he's probably there. He might run away with it. I do think, though, if you look at all the divisions, though, the American League East probably has some of the better overall talent. I think,
it's just that the American League West just has the dominant Astros.
Yeah,
and,
I mean, that's the thing.
But like I said, Seattle's making a run. I mean, they got 40 wins, 41 losses right now. So they might get a wild card. It's just that it's got to be tough, especially with the Red Sox re-emerging with their talent.
Yeah, I guess we could go with a little bit of a precursor for next week when we talk about the NL. We could do um, like what we think right now. You're looking at the NL. You got your one team that everybody talks about is the Dodgers, who's got pretty much its own all-star team basically.
You also got the Padres being second to them, and they have like their key guys as well, especially with how Manny has been this year, and with the absence of Tatis, and that's also good. The only difference is with at least the one LA team is actually living up to the hype, so that's good for them. As well as the NL actually produces more rookies than the AL, and
Yeah.
the National League is also like they do more when it comes to pitching than the American League, even though the American League is showing some great prospects.
Yeah, and plus I mean, if you look about a lot of people have been hurt this year, especially collecting wise. Scherzer's Scherzer's back yesterday for the Mets. DeGrom's still out. Tatis is still out. So you got a lot of key players, key collectible players that are hurting, but that's also a good chance to like get some too because their value is not going skyrocketing. Their value is pretty much like stayed the course because they're not playing. I mean, if you look at the top vote getters in the American League and the National League for the All-Star game, you got Judge for the American League, who's automatically in the starting role, and then you got Acuna for the Braves, who's the automatic starter because he got the most votes in the National League.
And he was hurt last year and is
Yeah.
making a wonderful comeback with his role. And of course, his brother from the same rookie season got hurt during their 14-game win streak, Albies, and that was a big blow to the Braves. But they're still holding it down with their awesome lineup. Thank you, Matt Olson.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Matt Olson's having a great, doing very well. I mean, his 242 average he's probably not happy with, but his
Doubles.
his doubles are really there. I mean, he is a doubles hitter. He was a doubles hitter when he was with Oakland. He's got that long swing, but he also is a really good player. He's been a good player for the last several years with Oakland, so it was kind of good for the Braves to get that. You got Sandy Alcatraz from the Miami Marlins, who's having a great year. Who's obviously a Cy Young candidate with his ERA and his strikeouts, and playing for the Marlins, pitching for the Marlins. That's really their pitching is really there, and then they got some young players.
The emergence of Michael Harris for the Rays as well, with his wonderful defense, just showing what he can do, especially like how Trout did when he came up, robbing home runs. I mean, Harris is robbing hits, so like that's a great defensive player who is actually turning around hitting wise.
Yeah. So if you look at the Central, you got the Cardinals are probably the team to beat in that league right now, but you also got Pittsburgh with its young prospects and O'Neill Cruz,
Henry Davis,
who's was the first pick last year in the draft, who's a catcher who's in the minor leagues. He also got Key Brian Hayes too. I mean, you got Tucker. You got if Pittsburgh could keep some of these core pieces, they'd be defending for might be competing for a couple of years. You also look at the teams that are usually good but bad this year. You look at Washington's. They're just, even with a Juan Soto, whose batting average is like low, for a guy that's asking for $300 million, more, his batting average might want to go up a little bit.
Also the Giants, being
Yeah,
top contender.
Yeah.
And they also struggle, especially Joey Bart, who is supposed to be the replacement for Buster Posey. And Bart had a great year last year, but his numbers have went down a little bit as well.
Yeah.
But you still got Crawford and Bell, who is really the cornerstones of that team. So
Yeah.
they'll get her around. It's just that it's not their team. It's not their chance.
And you got Jock there, and Jock's having a good year. He's having an all-star year. So,
And Evan Longoria reemerging as well with his role with San Fran.
so, I mean, the National League is going to be definitely interesting. So,
Yeah, our MVP's got to be a little weird for sure. I think we're gonna have more disagreements with MVP, Cy Youngs, and all that. So when it comes to our next few episodes, but at least we'll back it up.
yep. So, everybody, that's a short episode for today since we're doing overall scope of the American League. And we will see you next week, and we'll start with the NL West. So, everybody, have a great day. This is Card Guy Chris Ellis and Collectible Chris, and we will see you next time.